Breaking news, the white South Africans who went to USA because they were being unalived in South Africa, now they are saying that they want to return, they want to go back to South Africa. They are facing very hard life in USA. Oh, life in USA is not what they were expecting. They thought that maybe they are going to live like queens and kings. According to some information, these people, they are going without food. They don't have money for food. Also, they don't have money for clothes. Neighbors are the one who are helping them. These people, they were settled in a rich location. They get about $2,000 per month. Most of this money go to the rent, and they go without food or even clothes. They are saying that it's very, very hard for them in USA. So some of these people, they want to go back to South Africa, but is this even possible? Since they say that they are not safe in South Africa, is this even possible? Are they able to go back to South Africa? But the only way they can go to South Africa is saying that everything that they said about South Africa not being safe, they have to say that all those things, they were lies. And if they say that they were not true, they will be arrested because of giving false information. So most of these people, they are scared. If they tell the truth, they will be arrested.
Y'all remember this time last year when the Trump administration brought over that group of white South Africans claiming they were facing racial persecution and injustice in their home country? I have an update. Out that the majority of them are struggling here in the United States. They are only given $2,000 a month, which typically their rent eats up, so they have no more funds for food, transportation, anything extra. They're living in roach-infested apartments. They are living in an unsafe area. It's almost as if the United States is oppressive. Tried to tell y'all. And if anything, this just further goes to show that there are flaws within our immigration system, flaws within our asylum system. There are flaws. It's not the people, it's the system. This is what happens when our politicians are more interested in using immigration as a talking point, as a tool for election, rather than an actual issue that needs to be addressed rather immediately.
So tlhaka no di jive man nobody can ke ntho e faceang ke those Afrikaners ba le ba tlileng ka marampa ya South Africa ba bona ba flyer ba ya kwa America ba lo di scheme ba fana ba le ba Donald Trump ba fana ba le ba tlile mo Mzansi ba tsa di purukwane tsa bona ba tshwara di flight ba ya kwa America ba re mo South Africa hona le what genocide ya hwanyiwa ka mo ke world war crime targeted mo bona ba khabata only bona di farm owners. So ba decide ba re se rena re flyer ro di scheme ba fana ba le ba Donald Trump ba bona re to umisana ba fitla ka ntlhela shi ba le bona ba ba tshipisa all the stuff ba ba tshipisa spani ba ba tshipisa dintlu ba ba tshipisa enrollment for bana ba bona re ba tsene segela so ku US ba re bona ba furalla Mzansi ba furalla ba fana ba cupcake ba fitla ka ntlhela shi ba le ba sa bantsha mo di TV mola ba peksetsa rena ba le botsa mo South Africa re se rena batho ba re ba tlhomela lena le palletsi le bona ba thabile ba re se re tswile mo country ela ya bozuma a ba le ba fitla ka daso a ba betha ka tswafa batho ba robala go di moteleng tse dimbyana ba robala go di plekeng tse unsafe ba emetse ntlo Donald Trump o lebetse ka bona o focus mo di Epstein file o focus le mo di oil sa go vonezelwa ana nako ya re tlo ba fana le bona dintlu. There's a lot of American ba lona a bana dintlu a ona re ka fa ba fana ba le ba o tlhako cupcake a ba le ke bona ba frustrated ba fitla ka daso bana ba bona ba mo high a ba le ke bona ba bana le ntlu e sharp ba ka nnang ka mara yona ke tlhaka no ke maphambuka all those promises la ba di rile ke Donald Trump ba fana ba a dira hale ya ba stranded ka ntlhela ba hopotse hae ba hopotse ba South Africa mo country ya peace country ya style se nang di tshele ba tsamile ka dipatla. So ke tlhaka no ke maphambuka ba futhi those people are still go America aba monate ba so go logra dintlo enrollment ke tlhaka no ke maphambuka ba futhi ona country phala mo Zanzile tsa di chance down.
Well, hello boys and girls. Do y'all remember all these smiling faces that arrived here about a year ago?
Farmers are being killed. I have people that live in South Africa. They say it's a terrible situation taking place. So we've essentially extended citizenship to those people and to escape from that violence and come here.
All of these folks who've just come in today have been.
Well, I remember them. They got off of that plane smiling like they had just landed in Disney World. They thought they was about to come over here and live a life of luxury, zero labor, and all the racism their little hearts can stomach. But they are learning out the hard way that the grass is not always greener on the other side, and racism is expensive than a motherfucker. They can barely pay rent. They don't have the right clothing. They can't afford to buy the right clothing because they're barely affording rent. They barely have food. And most of them are still living out of hotels, which we know is expensive as a motherfucker. They thought they was about to come over here and be the brand new Elon Musk arriving from South Africa. Yet another fatality of those that have blindly put their faith in Trump, racism, and hatred. Happy Black History Month.
You may recall last year we reported on the Trump administration's decision to limit the number of refugees entering the United States. That number was set at 7,500, a significant cut from the Biden era. In addition, the administration is prioritizing white South Africans for admission, a group it says faces persecution at home, something the South African government disputes. Well, now an investigation from the Free Press shows many of those white South Africans, also known as Afrikaners, are barely scraping by because of what they say are failures in U.S. government systems. Madeline Rowley is an investigative reporter for the Free Press, and she joins us now from Virginia to talk about this. And we should note the Free Press and CBS News share a parent company in Paramount Skydance. Madeline, good morning. Talk to us about the conditions some of these refugees say they are experiencing, because the administration made it seem as if they were being prioritized. They are a special group.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me on. Yes, I spoke to 10 South African refugees who told me that, you know, they came to the U.S. hoping for a better life, a better situation, just as other refugees. And the government contracts with 7 refugee resettlement agencies that are paid hundreds of millions of dollars per year to provide safe, sanitary, and affordable housing. And unfortunately, what I heard from these Afrikaner refugees is that they're spending weeks in motels in unsafe areas. They're being offered housing that is full of mold, apartments that are full of mold in expensive areas. So each refugee is allotted $2,000, and all of that has been going to rent. So they're really left with nothing. And these agencies are supposed to help them apply to jobs, obtain temporary benefits such as SNAP and Medicaid, and basically other people from the community, like neighbors, are having to step in because they just, in some cases, can't even get a hold of their resettlement agencies.
And Madeline, what jumps out to me about what you're saying is we have this almost split screen between what you're describing their life is like now and how they looked in May of 2025 when they were being welcomed here. They were holding American flags. They had smiles on their faces. When you asked refugee groups about these issues with the resettlement process, what are they telling you? How common is this?
Well, from what I could tell, I mean, there is an entire network of people as they come. I mean, people I spoke to came as soon as 2 weeks ago. And what they do is, they have a network through social media groups and WhatsApp, and they're all realizing, oh no, I'm stuck in this hotel. I only have a certain amount of food. They don't have transportation. They don't have the right clothing. I talked to 3 refugees who are in Detroit. It's very cold there. They do not have coats. So they're realizing that they really feel